Greetings and welcome outdoors. We're outside the lab because we're going to do a little bit of painting. And being in nature is kind of appropriate for this particular project, but I'll explain a little bit more of that when we get into the lab. So first, let's play chameleon and change colors. I never said I was a real fancy painter, but hopefully that will help. Now, let's head back into the lab and to the next day when this is dry and ready to go. Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Time for story time. I mentioned in a previous video that I had something I was working on and I wanted to tell a bit of a story. So let me bring that out let me just start the story. We have a family member who got very sick, and my aunt, a couple of years ago, was diagnosed with a progressive disease that made her movement difficult, and she's on my mom's side of the family, so we were taking mom over there to go visit with her sister, and I could see, she lit up when she saw me, and that made me think, hey, what about something like this, something that lights up, and it was near Christmas. So I developed Ornament 1.0, and this was what I did with it. This is all resistors here in sort of a smiley face, and there's a light sensor here, so it only turns on at night. And then there was a connection for a battery on the back and a couple of mounting holes so you could hang it, or however you wanted it to do it. Trying to remember actually why I had the smaller hole here. In fact, that is, anyway. So you got kind of the nice smiley face to it. And what I did was I put LEDs radiating out like a star, and they were blinking LEDs, so it had this sparkling sort of effect to it, and she really liked it, and I saw her light up again, and that made me really happy to see her happy. The only downside to this design, from a design perspective, was that battery drained pretty quickly, so it was good for a couple of nights, and then they had to replace the battery, but my uncle went out and got more batteries. He was totally fine with that. He something they both liked, and they had it on a coffee table in a living room, and that was all, good memories there. Then she got a little bit sicker, and then she had a stroke. And, well, we were driving a lot. We're in LA, she was in San Diego, so if you know California at all, it's a couple hours. Driving back and forth a lot, and while we were doing that, we were doing it during poppy season. And if you don't know California poppies, there are some fields that just fill up with them, and they have this beautiful color to them. And there was a lot of time sitting in the car thinking, and that's when I came up with the idea to do this one here, which has been sitting in our living room because she never got a chance to really appreciate it. And then she passed. So after that, I kind of decided this is my tribute to my aunt. And let me light it up for you so you can see this is me trying to achieve a rough match to the color of a poppy like that. And I really hope that's coming through. I'm going to go check the camera. Yeah, it could be a little bit darker. Let me try turning off one of the studio lights. Well, let's turn them both off. I want to give this the full sort of appreciation. Now it's a little bit too much. Anyway, I'll try to take a picture later and put it at the end of the video. Let's get the studio lights back so you can see me. I don't want to do this in the dark. So I said that I had something I was working on, and there was a reason why I ordered up some additional 3D prints. So I got a 3D print much like this one, but I decided to paint it. And I've done that, and this is the painted version. I painted it brown, and I thought that would be appropriate because then I've got brown like the dirt surrounding the field with the green stems and the color of the flowers themselves. And I think that's appropriate. So I'm going to mount this in here. And then the problem is it won't stand up on its own all that easily. So my next step is going to be that I'm going to design a stand that will stick down from here so that you'll be able to actually see. It'll stand up on its own. Sorry, I'm doing this all in one take here. So let's go ahead and fit this in here. It should drop in reasonably easily. And what I can do is go put it back in the living room with the frame for now, and later I will get the rest of it designed. Oh, interesting. I guess I didn't get quite enough paint there, but nobody's really going to know. Now I got to try and... This is fighting me here. Forgive me, I'm going to go in a time lapse. Or I'm just going to jump forward to when I get this thing mounted. Actually, I've decided I'm going to interrupt my putting it in there just to demonstrate how I am actually getting it done. There is a little bit of a relief in the center here because when I designed this, I used a circle to cut it all out. So what I'm doing here is just sticking a thin blade in here to kind of stretch it out a bit so I can get it to stretch just enough to go in there. Please believe me, it does actually work. It's just really tight. So once I get in there, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it out very easily. But yeah, let me skip forward again. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing in. Okay. There we go. It is now in its frame. I think that looks better than it did seeing the circuit board. That circuit board, by the way, is what I call a sign part circuit board because I could make different kinds of signs and it could be just a part of it. So I could have multiple, if I wanted to do letters in here, then I could have a whole bunch of them strung together like that. The other thing I wanted to do is just out of curiosity. The brightness is fine, but I have, not that I want to veer off the topic of this particular project, but I have the logo that I put up there and I keep looking at it and realizing it's not, it's blurring on the video, and I think it's because it's too bright. So I wanted to see if I had a way to figure out when something is too bright, how much power it's actually drawing. And that's what this is right here. This is my little tester, which I'm going to have to move around. But this will give me the ability to see how much power it's drawing. Hook that one in there. Hook this one. In there. Now the power is supplied, but there's no connection right here. And I'm going to bridge that connection with my multimeter, which I'm going to put on milliamps here. And if I put the positive on the side of the power source, now it's lit up, and I know it's pulling 100 and give or take 120 milliamps. So this technique does work, I can hook up the other one. That'll be another video, and we'll be able to figure out how I can turn it down. That's it for now. I just wanted to show you this project and what I'm working on. And I'm going to go ahead and get design the stand for this and have it printed, and probably not have it done in X resin. I don't know if they make a brown, but I have the paint, obviously, so I can have it printed. It'll probably just hook right on the back here, and then it's just a kickstand is all it is. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a good day.